had some mixed feelings about it. So we're going to go through my initial reaction, my first impressions. We're going to go through my opinion on the album now, and then we're going to go through each individual song, and I'm going to tell you my favourite bits and some of my favourite lines, and just a general discussion about the album. If you're a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, I really hope you enjoy, or if you're just a fan of ASMR, I hope you find it very, very relaxing, and maybe even get some sleep. So let's get straight into it. So before we get into the discussion, I've just got that vinyl here. I'll do some tapping sounds on it. What do you think of the vinyl cover, the album cover? Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can't see the lights too bright. Return of the Dream Canteen. This is a limited edition as well. 2 purple vinyls. The amount of limited edition Red Hot Chili Peppers do those crazy ones. They've got so many different coloured vinyls and stuff. I don't know if it's any special. I don't know if it's special at all, but I actually got this the day that it came out. So Friday the 14th. I was out with some friends and we popped into the record store, and I didn't think they would have it because it was the day that it came out. We were looking around, and I was about to give up. I was like, no, they don't have it, it's too early. Then my girlfriend pointed it out to me, she goes, there it is. As we are about to walk out, I was like, yes, it cost me $70, but it's totally worth it. Add it to my collection. So, I'm not very good at articulating my thoughts and explaining myself very well, but I'll do my best. And this is probably going to be a bit of a longer video, so I hope you enjoy it. And I'll try not to make it boring, I guess. So, The Return of the Dream Canteen came out on October 14th. It was a Friday, like I said. I took the day off work so I can listen to it, as I did with Unlimited Love. A dedicated day, just to sit down and listen to the album. So what I did was, I did my ritual. The same thing I did with Unlimited Love. I turned the lights out, I laid on the ground, I popped my headphones in, my hearing holes, of course, and I listened to the album, laying down in the dark with my eyes closed. The best way to do it, in my opinion. And I just experienced the full album, all of the music, all of the sounds. I just took it in. I wasn't focused on anything else, I was just fully focused on the album, so I could fully soak it in. I did that with Unlimited Love as well. Also, The Getaway in 2016, I didn't do that, I think. But yeah, my initial reaction, I was underwhelmed. I have to be honest, I was disappointed. And I hate to admit it because it's such a good album. It really is, it's a really good album. But I was so disappointed, at my own fault, I will admit. I think I had some expectations that didn't really line up with what it was. I don't know if I carried over expectations from Unlimited Love as to what it would sound like, but it was very different to what my expectations were. Let's see if I can describe it. I think I was just expecting like some classic Red Hot Chili Peppers, like alternative rock, like funk rock, funk punk rock sort of thing. And well, I guess it delivered on some songs, but if you listen to all of Red Hot Chili Peppers music, apart from The Getaway, I'd say, and then you listen to Return of the Dream Canteen straight after, it's very different. A lot of the songs are the 17 songs. A even sound like them, to be honest. Like, the style of it is just not Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I was wrong. Again, I had unrealistic expectations. Well, not unrealistic, but I had expectations that weren't aligned with what the album was. So, let's see. So I guess I did actually enjoy the first, like, 4 or 5 songs, I don't know, but as the album went on, I got more and more disappointed and frustrated because there's like 3 songs in the album that don't have real drums in it. It doesn't have a real drum beat, it just has electronic drums. Like, they've just ditched Chad Smith. He's not in the equation, which was disappointing because I wanted to hear as much music as I could from them, like all of their chemistry together. Just like, you know, blasting bangers together. But yeah, there was like 3 songs that didn't have real drum beats, and it was like 1 song without guitar, I think, if I'm correct. And I think those 3 or 4 songs are like really, not really slow, but like really slow. And it's just not what I expected from them, to be honest. And I was very disappointed. So that was my initial reactions. I think I first started getting frustrated at my cigarette. If you're watching this, I assume you've listened to the album, but I got to my cigarette and I was like, what is this? Like, what? It's so repetitive. Cigarette. But don't judge me too quickly, because after listening to the album a few times, that quickly shot to one of my favourite songs. I will admit, it's a very good song. But I'll get into that a bit later when I dive into all of the songs. So, 3 slow songs. My Cigarette, In the Snow is a slow one, and another song that I noticed it in, it's not as slow, but it has very slow points, is Carry Me Home, the second to last song before In the Snow. Carry Me Home, and it goes dum 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 dum, and there's a massive pause, and then it goes dum 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 dum. So it just repeats. I was listening to that and I was like praying for the album to be over. I wasn't even paying attention to like the good bits. I was just focusing on the bad, which is really bad. Not the song. The song wasn't really bad, but the fact that I was doing that was really bad, considering it is a really good song. So that was my initial reaction to the album. That was my first impressions. I was disappointed, but then again, I was disappointed with Unlimited Love as well. I walked away feeling disappointed. I think I was more disappointed with this album. I think with Unlimited Love I was just grateful to hear the band back together again. Not that they left, but John, I was grateful to hear John again. And the same thing with this album. I was just grateful to have more music again, but a lot of the songs felt like filler to me, like filler songs, or like rushed. So, my opinion on the Return of the Dream Canteen now. What is my opinion? Well, I've listened to this album basically non-stop. I don't think I've listened to anything else. Maybe a few songs, but I've mostly been listening to Return of the Dream Canteen ever since it came out, and I gotta tell you, I love it. I love this album. I love this album. It's a very good album. So all those negative things I said just before, most of them completely vanished. Oh, there is one gripe I have with the album, but I'll get into that later. So all of the songs I actually do love now. just doesn't vibe with me. So, I'll just name out the songs as like a trigger word thing. So we've got tip of my tongue, peace and love, reach out, Eddie, and of course tip of my tongue and Eddie were the two singles, and then the drummer is the third one. Fake as fuck, Bella, roulette, my cigarette, afterlife, shoot me a smile, handful, the drummer, bag of grins, la 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 la, copper belly, carry me home, and in the snow. So, they are all the songs on the album. Let's talk about the overall sound of the album. So I'd say like the first 7 songs, there's a few funky ones in there, like Tip of My Tongue and Peace and Love. They're very good. Bass line's very funky. And Bella and Roulette as well. And then there's some more melodic ones, and it sort of reminds me of, by the way, Bella, Roulette, I guess Eddie as well. They sort of sound like By the Way, Peace and Love as well. Reach Out's really good. And so they've got some funky songs in there, they've got some slow and melodic songs. Like I said, they've got two or three electronic songs, which have grown on me. They're really good. And they've got some slower songs. They've got all sorts, but overall I'd say it's a very well-rounded album. They have a lot of variety. They've got some old school Chili Peppers stuff. They've got some new and experimental stuff, which are causing a lot of people to have mixed feelings, I think. Or they're splitting a lot of people. You either like it or you hate it. At first I hated it, but now I like it. One thing that disappointed me the most, I'd say, is the quality and the lack of John Frusciante's guitar solos. Now I know that's a big statement to make, but honestly it did disappoint me. There was besides the singles, there was 3 or 4 John solos, I'd say, and that really frustrated me because I wanted to hear some Frusciante shredding, but I mean it is what it is. He's gotten older, his style has changed, their whole style has changed. It happens, you can't expect them to stay the same. But what really disappointed me was what I really find frustrating about John's solos now is how much he squeaks. I don't know the technical term for it. I only play guitar casually, but he uses the whammy bar and he does a harmonic or something. He's and does these super squeaky notes, and it gets really frustrating. Honestly, I preferred his old style when he just does pentatonic stuff. So one example, and I shouldn't say it's all bad because it's not. The way he uses it in some of the songs is okay. He makes it work in some of the songs, but I'll give 2 examples that really frustrate me because it's just to me it doesn't sound good. It's just noise. It's just making noise, squeaky noise. One, Afterlife. That one really frustrated me because Afterlife is such a good song. It's so good. It's got a really strong chorus, and then it gets to the solo, and he's just squeaking and making noise, and it's a little bit underwhelming. I don't know. Do you agree with me? I want to hear your opinions too. That's just me. Again, in Copper Belly, I it's so frustrating. I like the bass solo, or the bass break in Copper Belly. Now, examples of when he does this right, or when he uses it in a good way, is, I'd say, in Eddie where he goes, when John does that in the solo, he does those squeaks, but he does it in a really nice, purposeful, thoughtful, melodic way, I'd say. Whereas Copper Belly, he just like squeaks randomly, and it's not good to my ears. Anyway, tip of my tongue, he also does it melodically and nice, but yeah, so that's my opinion on how John Frusciante's style has changed. Other than that, the solo at the end of Eddie is a really, really good solo. I don't want to say it's one of John's best solos ever, because there's probably way better ones out there, but it is a very, very good solo. If you haven't heard it, definitely listen to it. But I want to hear your opinion. What are your opinions on John Frusciante's solos in this album? Now, with that being said, I've written down some notes here on my phone, and I'm just going to talk about some of the songs, well, all of the songs actually, and I'm going to go through my favourite bits and my favourite lines. Okay, so Tip of My Tongue has a good intro. It's very good flow. It reminds me, it's very Anthony Kiedis-y, like that sort of flow. Very Red Hot Chili Peppers, like very, very classic Red Hot Chili Peppers, and very Anthony Kiedis-y. Favourite bit of the song is the chorus, and also favourite line, we've only just begun, funky monks are on the run, but gonna get you with the tip of my tongue. I love that song, very, very good song, stamp of approval for me. Okay, next up we have Peace and Love. Now, Peace and Love was a very good song to me at first, and it's only continued to get better and better as it becomes more familiar to me. I can't speak. Very funky bass line. I love it. Very strong chorus again, and my favourite lines would be where he goes, Stelle, are you out there? I am in your lane. I just love it. This is Stelle. Such a weird word. Stelle, are you out there? I'm in your lane. And then also when he goes, well, I'm a lover to all my tribes. Oh, tell me, mother, ever can you feel my vibes? And then also in that song, one bit that I really, really love is when he goes, when I see my little sis, Middle Western genius. When Flea does that note, as he's saying that, like boom, and then he pauses, and it goes boom, boom, boom. It goes down, and then he does the octave, and then it goes down a step. That's really good. And then John goes bam, 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 bam in the background with the guitar. It's so good. Like, I love that. And that is what I've missed, like stuff like that from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. Now, Reach Out, good verse and very, very strong chorus. Someone better reach out. My favourite line from that would be when he goes, locomotive smoke to cover up what's broke. I love that. Now Eddie, I've written down amazing solo at the end, like I said before. Very, very good solo. Fantastic. Favourite line from that is the Devil's Camaro, parked in a high school lot. I love that. Best line. And favourite bit from that song would be, I like the chorus, and oh yeah, I forgot to write down, but I've just remembered. So my favourite bit of Eddie is when he does the first solo, and then it jumps back and it goes, please don't remember me for what I, and John is still soloing in the background. It goes, chorus, and John's just still going off in the background. It's just fantastic. So next up we've got Fake as Fuck. Love the intro. The intro reminds me of if any of you guys have listened to John Frusciante's solo stuff, that reminds me of the Empyrean, like before the beginning. I also love the transition of when it goes from the intro, then it goes makeup into, I don't know what you'd call that, the bridge or the chorus or something. And my favourite bit from that song is when he goes from the first chorus back to the verse, and it goes like all the music's dropping in together, and goes Friday afternoon at school, I lost my faith in Sunday school. I love that. Like when it goes from the chorus and then it goes back to the intro notes or chords, whatever. Next up we've got Bella. I really love the hook or the bridge when he goes, I love her, I need her, can't stop until I feed her. I don't know if he's talking about a dog or a girl. Anyway, I want her so badly, and no, my name ain't Bradley. I'd wash her and clean her, please tell me, have you seen her? Outlast her, drive faster, Margarina gonna be my master. I love that bit. That, like how he switches up the flow from Margarita gonna be my master. And the chorus is very, very good. Very, very good chorus. I love that chorus. I'd say, actually I have been saying that Bella is one of my favourite songs, if not the favourite song. Another favourite bit from that song is the build up to the last chorus when all the music drops down and then it goes pop, 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 pop. It's crazy. Super good. Roulette. I love the guitar in Roulette. And my favourite line from that is when he goes, a Motorola coma. Like that's very Anthony Kiedis as well. That song. There's a lot. I'd say Anthony Kiedis has some very good lyrics in this album. Very, very good lyric work. But yeah, Roulette has some very good guitar playing by John Frusciante as well. Kind of Jimi Hendrixy, very funky. You know, all that sort of stuff. And now we get to My Cigarette, the infamous My Cigarette. Now, My Cigarette, I mentioned it before, I didn't like it at first. I think it was repetitive. It still is kind of repetitive, but I've gotten used to it. And I don't mind it. I don't mind how repetitive it is, because it's a good song. And the verses carry it, the verses redeem it. The verses are very good, especially the bit where it goes, jumping Jiminy, the cat is in the chimney. Curtain call and I need some anonymity. Jumping Jiminy, the cat is in the chimney. Curtain call and I need some anonymity. That's my favourite bit. I love that flow. Anthony Kiedis kills it on this album, I'm telling you. Now we're up to Afterlife. Actually, I laughed when I first heard Afterlife because of Anthony Kiedis' laugh at the start. Because, oh, long live the king. And I laughed and I smiled because I was like, yes, this is what we want. This is Anthony Kiedis in his prime. Now for an amazing chorus. And my favourite lines from that song are long after we have been gone, or just the chorus, long after we have been gone from this song. Well, the Afterlife sings one for me. Lost in the length of those warm-ass horizons, the afterlife knows where I'll be. It's a great song, and you can tell that they're thinking about their age as they're getting older, I'd say. They're thinking about the afterlife a bit more. Next we've got Shoot Me a Smile. Great chorus. And my favourite my favourite lines are, goes on about the microdose. And also, another favourite line is when he says, "Strapping for cash, I'm eating bangers and mash." That's great. Classic. Handful. Good chorus in Handful. Handful of love and it's time to get older. Or whatever he says, I think that's right. And I've written down this line. There's a chapter in my book that I don't want you to read. There's a chapter in my life where I failed to succeed. That line hits home for me because it's like, everyone's got the stuff in their life that they're ashamed of. Everyone's been through bad times, everyone's been through tough times. Yeah, everyone's got stuff in their life that they want to hide from other people. So it's very real. Great line, great song as well. Now the drama, of course, the third single on the album. Great flow on the verse, outstanding chorus, very good chorus. The drama is leaning, it's just so good. And a favourite line is, "A dum-dum club is inadmissible." A dum-dum club is inadmissible. Let's make a wish. Bag of grins. Now I've written a lot about Bag of Grins, and I forgot to mention it in my initial impressions, but Bag of Grins I heard and I was like, no, I don't like it, because I thought it sounded too evil. Like, it's very like minor chordy and just very grim sounding, very evil, very dark. But I didn't listen to the lyrics, and now that I've listened to it a few times, it's up there as one of my favourite ones. I love it, and I've written because very cool concept. And in my opinion, I don't know how accurate this is, and you guys may have different opinions, but from me, I see it as it's written by the perspective of the people who oversee death and the transition between life and death. And it's just a very interesting, like, it's an interesting thing to imagine, like, people who can oversee the whole thing, I guess like a god figure. And I've written down a few lines. The first line, "In my day I could hear them say Mr. K was awfully close." And it just paints that picture of the people that are overseeing everything. And in my day I could hear them say Mr. K was awfully close. So in my opinion, I've interpreted that as Mr. Ketis was awfully close to crossing the bridge, going into the afterlife. Because you probably know about his colourful past with heroin addiction and stuff. Yeah, dangerous stuff. And suddenly, when the moment comes and it's harmony or rage, I always thought it was harmoniously arranged until I read the lyrics, but that actually makes a lot more sense. Harmony or rage, heaven or hell. So they've come to the point where they've died, and now they have to go to heaven or hell. And then I've written down the whole outro, because the whole outro is so powerful to me. I didn't really take much notice of it at first, but I was driving to my girlfriend's house the other night, and it was playing, and I almost shed a tear out of my eye. I'm telling you. Something about, like, just the words they were saying, and I'll read it to you. I can't explain it very well. I know what I'm feeling, but I can't explain it very well. I apologise, but it says, "I am somewhere else, my love, and I think you'll know just where to find me. Out in an interstellar place, and there's nothing left here to define me. You are somewhere else, good love, and this life of crime is all behind me. We are all just space and love, and I think you'll know that's who designed me." Yeah, that's it. And I've also written here, what I said before, that thing just love that outro, and I love John's backing vocals. Like that, to me, sounds like, it reminds me of older Red Hot Chili Peppers songs, or like, I don't know, I feel like I've heard that vibe before, but I don't know, I can't put my finger on which song from. So I'll just break that down a little bit more. I am somewhere else, my love, and I think you'll know just where to find me. So to me that sounds like he's crossed the border and there's someone else on the other side that isn't quite there yet. And he says, I think you'll know just where to find me. So back to when he says, when it's harmony or rage, I think he thinks that they're the same, that this person has gone to the same place and they'll know where to find him. That could be completely wrong, but that's the way I interpret it. And he says, out in an interstellar place, and there's nothing left here to define me. And that is a deep line, and I'm not going to unpack it fully, but interstellar place, you're one with the universe. There's nothing left here to define me. There's no more life. There's no more objects. There's no more beliefs. There's nothing to define him anymore. There's nothing. It's just so powerful, these words. You are somewhere else, good love, and this life of crime is all behind me. I don't know what he means by life of crime. Maybe he's just saying stuff. Although, one thought that I had was like, some people think that they're always messing up in life. You know, when you look back, you might think that you've just made a bunch of mistakes in your life. You are somewhere else, good love, and this life of crime is all behind me. But when I heard that line, I had a thought, I had a feeling, and that was when the tear came to my eye. When I was driving in my car and I heard that, and I was like, it's just so crazy to have two albums released in the same year by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who I've loved for years and years, probably since like year 8 in high school. It was like 2014 or something. And they're getting older now. They're getting older, and to hear him say that, just like mention that his life is all behind him, I was just thinking of their 40-year-long career. They've had so many hits, they've been so successful, and they're still pumping out music. It's really great, and yeah, like I said, I think that they're thinking a bit more about their age and just life and being very reflectful. I don't know, reflective. They're reflective, like a mirror. Okay, what else we got? Okay, la. Nice verse, good chorus, very, very melancholy. Sometimes I feel that way. It's a nice vibe. It's a good song. I've written down some lines from it. Tell me how it feels for you to order Happy Meals for two, and crippled by some looping fears, the ripple of a lost career. That one hit home to me as well, because sometimes I feel crippled by some looping fears. Fears that I'll be stuck doing something that I don't like forever. That's why I love doing this channel so much, because it's something that I do love. It's something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that I can make into a career. So that's why I'm pursuing that. It's really good. It's very good. Yeah, crippled by some looping fears, the ripple of a lost career. That one just hit very hard for me. And then I've written, I want to spend my life with you, stare at space before it's through. Every day's the same but new, even when it's old. That's cool. That one just hits home to me as well. I want to spend my life with you, stare at space before it's through. Because, I mean, the universe isn't going to last forever. So, experience it while we can. Now, Copperbelly, I've written, my favourite bit is probably the chorus. There's nothing that really stands out to me too much in that song, except for, like I said, that bass sort of solo, but then John ruins it with his stupid stupid solo, squeaky solo. I've written someone's in love with emotional pain, kings to this kingdom that come with your name. That's the chorus. Now, Carry Me Home, very good song. It sort of redeemed a few of those underwhelming songs. Very Jimi Hendrixy, very Jimi Hendrixy. It sounds like it's very heavily inspired by Jimi Hendrix, and I love that side of John Frusciante. I love that style, I love that guitar playing, I love the verse, and I've written celluloid soldiers come in from the rain. I love that line. I love how he pauses and then says the rain. And stick with me, girlfriend, I don't want to be here alone. That's a powerful line as well. And then we've got the last song on the album, In the Snow. Now, I didn't like this song at first. Again, actually there were parts that I did like. I liked the bits where Anthony was, rambling on about random stuff that just sounds good. It doesn't make any sense, but it's words that sound good together. And that's what I love about Anthony Keys, that he does that. He does those random rants. I swear he does that on another song, but I don't remember which one. Not on this album. What's another song that Anthony just talks over? So, great outro to the album, I've said. I love the vibe. I love the 808 drum beat sounds. I love the flow of the verse, and I've written down some lines that stand out to me. I check my stupid phone again, no matter that it's 4 AM, it burns my eyes. And then the sound effect. I love that. And then it does everything that feels so nice come with an inverted price. I still don't know. It's true. It's true. High-waisted, she tasted like a salacious confrontation salvation. What is he on about? I just love it. I feel like Anthony, like I said before, is very strong on this album. Anthony's lyrics. He's just experimenting and just doing things that sound nice. High-waisted, she tasted like a salacious confrontation salvation from the salivating demarcation of Colombian incarnation of the patron saint of pale elation. What? And then up humbling Colombian. I love that line. The lyrics said it was of a humbling Colombian, but I refuse to hear that. I hear up a humbling Colombian. 2 socks and a tumbling has lump skin. Up a humbling Colombian. I love that. So that is my thoughts on Return of the Dream Canteen, the latest album by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If you're still awake at this point, please drop your opinion and your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think of Anthony's lyrics? What do you think of Flea's bass lines? What do you think of John's solos? What do you think of Chad's drum beats? I didn't mention those. I didn't give him enough recognition. He has some very good drum beats, very good feels and stuff. So anyway, if you'd like to see my